Hello there, and welcome to the Central Michigan Football Bowl preview special presented by Pepsi. We're going to talk all things Game Above Sports Bowl for Central Michigan Northwestern this Friday at 1 o'clock. Get your Christmas celebrations in, spend the time with your family, and then come out to Ford Field. If you still need tickets, cmuchippewas.com. You can go and purchase those, and we'd love to see you support Central Michigan in their final game here in 2025. As for this show, basically like a radio show, but you get to see us this time. We're going to talk with the head coach, Matt Drinkle, coming up, get his thoughts on this season and what they're expecting against Northwestern. Then we have a couple of the seniors. Joe Labus will play in his final game as your starting quarterback. Jordan Kwiatkowski, one of the best linebackers in the MAC close to home, the Sterling Heights native, will also play his final game at Ford Field on Friday. And then we have the opportunity to catch up with the director of athletics, Amy Folan, and the 16th president here at Central Michigan, Neil McKinnon. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's get ready for a football game this Friday, Central Michigan against Northwestern. Okay, off to Detroit for the bowl game and right with Christmas in between. How excited are you guys to play one more game this year?
This is going to be awesome. We've been talking about this as a goal since we got here, and for it to happen in year one, we're really excited. And for it to be happening in Michigan and Detroit of all places makes it even a little bit more exciting.
Really cool that it's in the state of Michigan. There is a huge alumni base for Central Michigan down in Detroit. You have so many Michigan-based and Detroit-based players. Hopefully the atmosphere is awesome on Friday.
Yeah, there's a ton of benefits to the game being at Ford Field. One is just where every kid plays football growing up in Michigan. It's where the Detroit Lions play, which is awesome. It's the home site of the MAC championship game in the state of Michigan, where our family, our friends, all of our donors, all of our alumni that are in the area can come, and then playing an opponent from Chicago, which is really the other kind of 1A and 1B of where we recruit from. So all of it really aligned for it to be a really great experience for our players and our program.
And I know that Central Michigan has been in this bowl game before. It's been 10 years, but it seems like still here in 2025, they get you guys cool gear. They have awesome events that you guys are doing all week long. Like, they really take care of the teams that come to this game.
Yeah, they do. Game Above Sports does an unbelievable job, and there's some really cool events. I know one of the first things we're doing is a big dinner function with both teams at the Ford Museum, which will be fantastic, so that'll be really cool. I know we're doing a charity event with a food bank and a food drive the next day, which is going to be an unbelievable experience for our kids to have some servant leadership and give back into the community, especially with the community that's hosting us for this game. And then we have another event where we're doing some competition stuff against Northwestern, where it sounds like it's football and golf or football and bowling.
Bowling, absolutely.
Yeah, so the whole event will be really cool, and it's just it's been really neat as a staff getting it planned out because no one's been there before that's on our team. So no one has any kind of like, this is going to be a brand new experience for everybody in the program, which will be great to watch and experience with those guys.
You've talked so much about your seniors and just how much they've given up to sacrifice and do what you've asked and the staff has asked since you came in. How cool is this that they get a reward to play this extra game, and this program gets to see postseason play for the first time in 4 years?
Yeah, all of it is a huge positive. You know, like for those seniors, again, for me personally, it's such a special group that those guys decided to stay. You know what I mean? Especially some of these players that you know could have gone somewhere else for probably more, you know, star power or earning power and things like that. But for those guys to stay because Central Michigan and the people here and their experience here means something to them, for us to not only get an extra game in their career where they get to go play football and have fun, but to be able to do it on national TV and in Michigan and like you said, the postseason play, like whatever your postseason looks like, whether that's a tournament, a bowl game, a conference championship game, you want to perform and represent the institution well in those scenarios, and you want to be playing in the postseason. So, you know, we're going to be practicing on Christmas Day, and there are very, very few teams that will be practicing football on that day or later than us, and what an unbelievable position to be in as a football program. So we're humbled by the experience, but we're really excited about the opportunity as well.
You just had that experience, Thanksgiving with the team. Now you get Christmas with the team. How have you enjoyed the holidays with your squad?
Yeah, I went through, like in the last month or so, it's been the birth of my daughter, my birthday, Thanksgiving, we're going to do Christmas together. So that's where people, if they don't understand that it's not a job, you know what I mean? Like people don't go play college football just because it's fun. It is a life experience, and it is interwoven into your entire life. For us, I think it shows about kind of how we go about business here in running our football program. That just, you have no choice to let everybody into your life because it's such a great relationship when you make it the way it's supposed to have always been. And no matter what rules they put in or how much they try to change the portal or any of this stuff and NIL, and I think it will always still settle into people and how you treat people. And what a rare, unique opportunity and thing to have to be able to say. And like, who else would you rather be going through it with? Because who else do you spend more time around that's really, truly family to you? So the whole thing's been pretty surreal, especially the last couple of months.
Some full circle moments. Back in July, Media Day was at Ford Field. Now here in December, you finish at Ford Field. You and I being in this room takes me back to last December, your first day on campus, I think, where you're just trying to figure out where your office was and what staff and recruiting and all of that. And here you are now a year later after one season. How does it feel 365 days after you got on to be the head coach and figured out where the heck Mount Pleasant, Michigan was?
Man, that's a great question. There's parts of the job that it feels like we just started like a week ago. And there are other parts of it where you feel like you have been here for 15 years. And it's really hard to quantify or put into words, but you hope every year the next year is the best year of your life, obviously. But like I can pretty much unequivocally say this was the best year of my life. And when I say my life, I mean for now, my wife and my family. For us to be able to do a lot of things for the very first time. It's like you become an FBS coach, like you watch a bunch of the kids, like the things that you talk about, you watch those guys buy into it and really make it become a reality, which is really cool. And you watch all the alumni and the fans like start to warm up and come back and be really excited again, and that's been really fun. And then like Kim and I bought our first house. Like we had it like 1 year ago today. I was living in the Courtyard Marriott in room 604 and bought our first house, have a daughter. So all of it, and go into a bowl game, and you know we're playing in the last game of the regular season with a chance to go to the conference championship game. So it's been a pretty crazy year for sure, but I mean it's just been the most rewarding experience. And like the coolest part of all of it has been for sure the people I've gotten to meet along the way. Like I always said, like you always knew about Central Michigan before I had ever gotten here, just because the football had been so good for so long. And then you get up here and you see how much it's blue collar, it's tough people, it's good-hearted, red-blooded Americans that are associated with this place and this community. And then you realize like, okay, this has been the backbone of what has made Mount Pleasant and Central Michigan University and Chippewa football so good for so long. I don't know, just all of it's been pretty surreal, to be honest with you. I don't know. I lost a lot of hair, but gained a child, so big trade-off.
I was going to say, I don't remember you having a ton of hair when you got here.
No, not at all. I'll tell you what, full transparency is I had a couple of them on top when I first got here. And you do one of those press conferences and you start seeing pictures from angles you don't normally get to see in the mirror, and you realize you have Homer Simpson and Charlie Brown's haircut. You just go home and get the beard trimmer and take it all off right after that. So that was I think about 3 days after I got hired that change happened. So
you hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing zero sugar cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Of looking in the mirror, I don't know about you, but I'm doing my prep for this game. I'm looking at you and Coach Braun's squad, and you guys are very similar. Like to be physical, run the football, possess the football. Defense has been good. This seems like this is going to be a really good game on Friday.
When Coach Fitzy was there, Northwestern's always like super tough, disciplined kids who do right, and he just had that old school throwback Big Ten football mentality. So when Coach Braun was coming up, I was able to follow his whole career because I'm from Iowa originally. So he was at Northern Iowa and then went from there to North Dakota State. When they were at North Dakota State, he was crushing it. And he was really one of those first FCS guys, the young guys around our age, to start getting these big time jobs. So he's a guy you've always paid attention to. He's super easy to cheer for because everyone you talk to has positive interactions with him. Then you watch his product on tape, like holy cow, it is the most consistent, disciplined, hard-nosed product you can put on tape. And he does an unbelievable job coaching his guys, and they do everything the right way. So it's a game that if you really like football, this is a game you should be really excited for. It's a game that you're really excited to coach in because it's just going to be guys lining up and kicking the hell out of each other every snap, and it's going to be awesome. And it's going to be really fun to be a part of and really fun to watch and coach in and see who can execute really well and come up with a wrinkle here or there. And it's just going to be a really fun experience, what a bowl game's supposed to be.
2 more questions for you. This Friday, you get one more shot, 60 more minutes with this team. On that sideline after the game is over, what will you go, I'm really proud of this team today if they do this?
It's a great question. We had a team meeting yesterday and just talked about this exact thing. With my expectations is that from the staff and with the program of the bowl game is that we need to represent all of Central Michigan really well in this game. We could win the game and get 15 personal foul penalties and run our mouths and do a bad job coaching. That doesn't make it a successful experience. That's not the way we want to represent this institution or the people associated with it. So to me, I will be really proud of the way that we represent. They're going to see a football team that does things the right way, lines up right, is really disciplined, plays with love in their heart for one another, plays together, that when things go bad, they're getting supported by one another. And that, because of the way that we coach and the way that we run our program translates over to the way your life kind of works a lot. So I really want that to come through, that when you watch us play on film, and you watch us to play, if you're taking time out of your day to watch our team, that product makes you proud to be associated with Central Michigan football, the university, or Chippewa Nation.
And the last question to the fans. This is your last opportunity. Why should Chippewa fans, the day after Christmas and hopefully eating good food and hanging out with their family, getting some good gifts, some downtime, why should they come out to Ford Field and see you guys play one more time this year?
Well, again, the weather's going to be pretty good. All of the same pandering stuff. You got time. You had a whole day to open all your presents and do all that stuff. Now you need to get out of the house, move your legs a little bit, burn off some calories. But no, in all sincerity, it's going to be perfect weather in a great venue that's easy to get to, that's a cool experience. And these don't happen all the time. Bowl games are not a guarantee every single year. Especially in the MAC where it's hard. It's not like everybody else who gets all apples to apples games. There's certain games you play that are hard to win all of them. this group of kids is the most fun group of kids to cheer for. And to me, that they deserve to have a great showing and great fan base and support like they've had all year. You know, like I said when we got here, is that the seniors were going to leave a legacy here one way or another. It was either going to be, hey, this was like the last group, we needed to get them out of here so we could start doing it our way, or these guys were going to pave the road and walk so everybody else can run. And that's really what those guys have done. So like you want to talk about a selfless act that's mature, that's professional, that's truly bigger than themselves. That's what those guys all just did. And like, what a great way for these guys to get rewarded for this awesome game against a great opponent and a great venue. It's going to be a great experience.
Can't wait for it. And I tell you what, it's been really inspiring watching the way that you and the staff have come in here over this last year and helped turn this thing around. 7 wins, a heck of a season. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you and the team. Enjoy the next couple of days, and good luck on Friday afternoon.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to everybody, and fire up chips.
Chippewa fans, your CMU men's and women's basketball teams are back in action in McGurk Arena. Make sure to get your season tickets now. Catch all the action in person as the men's program plays under first-year head coach Andy Bronkema, while Coach Kristen Haney looks to build on a MAC tourney appearance from a season ago. Men's ticket packages are as low as $115 and women's ticket packages start at $65. You don't want to miss any of the exciting action from your CMU Chippewas. Reserved and courtside options are available as well for both programs. Let's work to pack McGurk and make it the toughest arena to visit in the Mid-American Conference. Get your tickets by going to cmuchippewas.com, visiting the Ticket Central office in the Kohlhavi Event Center, or calling Ticket Central at 989-774-3045. Fire up chips.
Snap to Labus, looking to throw left side. It's there, it's caught, touchdown, Tommy McIntosh.
All right, the captain, Joe Labus, one more game left to go in your 2-year career at Central Michigan and your long football career. What's going through your mind?
Yeah, honestly, just looking back, thankful that, I was just able to do that, play football at a high level and play football, in college, and it's just been a great experience overall.
Here at Central Michigan the last 2 years, I know this was a spot where you said, I just want to have an opportunity to play and be a starter. How have you enjoyed your time up here in Mount Pleasant and being the quarterback the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's been an honor just to play, and transferring that helps some people as well, and it's just been an honor to play, especially with the guys. It's just a lot of fun. It brings me back to high school, it brings me back to middle school and the younger days of playing football, and that's just the joy. That's the main goal of playing this game is to have fun playing the game. So just been a great time.
I feel like Coach says this all the time about you, the fact that you guys get a new coach, they bring in the offensive line coach at Army. You could have transferred out when you see that, but you decided to stay, work your butt off, rehab. Why was it that you said, I want to finish here at Central Michigan under Coach Drinkle?
Yeah, 100%. Just the opportunity, honestly, and especially the guys in the locker room. That's the main reason. The fact that I played last year or the year before, and the guys in the locker room I had a good relationship with, and thought that was a good opportunity to come back. I liked what Coach Drinkle was thinking and his vision for us when he talked to us, and ultimately decided to come back.
What's it been like with those guys in this locker room, turning this thing around? Because it had been, I know you were only here the year prior, but 3 straight losing seasons. Why this year has this thing gone in the right direction? Yeah,
100%. I think it's just the bond in that locker room, and then just, we all have a common goal, just sticking together and playing for each other, and again, just having fun. This is a game at the end of the day, and we worked really hard in the offseason to get to this point, and to play in a bowl game that's really important for us.
When people ask you about Central Michigan football, how would you describe it?
Yeah, togetherness, a culture that's unlike around the country, honestly, and just the locker room and just working together. Life can be hard for people. People come from all different places and parts of the country and stuff like that. So just learning about each other and hanging out with each other and creating that bond, that chemistry.
You have a favorite memory from your couple of years here in Mount Pleasant?
I do. It would probably be the Ball State, that win against Ball State at home.
Labus claps his hands, has the football. Time, launches towards the end zone. Parker's got it! Back to the end zone! Touchdown, Central Michigan!
That was just a great way to cap off a win right there, and I know that was a couple of years ago, but yeah, that was just a great moment. So.
Maybe that final drive and that zipped pass to the back of the end zone to Chris Parker to win it. Is that what you're thinking about?
Yeah, that was a great 2-minute drive, and yeah, that's awesome.
That was a heck of a finish, and we're hoping that you guys can finish your career in this season off the right way. But this is a tough team you got. Tell us what you're expecting from this Northwestern defense in this game on Friday.
Yeah, I'm expecting a good defense to go against, and they have a good D-line, good linebackers, some good DBs that we're looking at. So looking at ways to attack them offensively, and then, yeah, just a good test for us all together for our team.
Before football, you got another holiday. You guys did Thanksgiving together. Now you do Christmas together. Are you a big Christmas fan?
Yeah, I definitely am. My whole family are, and yeah, we would watch movies when we were younger. The Grinch is probably our favorite, and yeah, just the whole vibe of Christmas. I love it, and obviously the meaning behind it too. You know, knowing the birth of Christ too as well. So. That's the main thing, but yeah, just the overall vibe for sure.
When you talk about the Grinch, you're not talking about the animated. You're talking about the Jim Carrey Grinch movie,
100%.
right?
Yep.
Okay, because all the other ones.
I agree. Yeah, that's the one. 100%.
Last question for you. You got 60 more minutes with your guys. Tell us what that moment, or what you hope that moment to be like on Friday afternoon at Ford Field.
Yeah, just a love for each other throughout the game. What are you willing to do for the guy next to you, and just looking back at everything we've been through and the relationships that I was able to build with this team. It's going to be a bittersweet moment, but just I'm thankful for the experience, thankful for this team, thankful for my teammates, and yeah, just looking to get that win. So yeah.
From the state of Ohio, one of the best quarterbacks in high school, to Iowa, to now Central Michigan, we are really grateful you chose us up here in Mount Pleasant. It's going to be great to see number 2 under center one final time on Friday. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And the Chippewa Athletic Fund and philanthropic support of CMU Athletics allows our student athletes to pursue their athletic and academic passions.
And give athletic department the resources to be performance leaders in the Mid-American Conference.
And provide great experiences for our fans and student athletes.
If you're not a member of the CAF, please consider joining at chippewafund.com. Fire up Chips! Jordan Kwiatkowski, we call you JK, and we're not kidding around this time about your final game as a Chippewa. What is this like, your career here and just one more opportunity to play?
Yeah, first it goes by so fast. It's kind of hard to believe that this is my last game of my career, but I enjoyed every single moment of it, the ups and downs. I'm just so blessed and grateful to be in the spot I am, and really just taking it all in. I just had my last lift in that weight room down there, so it's kind of realized it a little bit now, but I'm very excited to get out there one last time with my guys.
What are those numbers looking like now at the end of your senior year as opposed to when you came in after high school football?
Yeah, definitely a lot different, especially my bench press. Finally benching in the threes. Freshman year I was probably barely touching 265. So, a lot of progress, and that comes with a lot of hard work and great coaching. So, definitely see the progress for sure.
Play for me, play for him, play for him, play for your one.
Coach Strinkle talks about it a lot. He says you easily could have left, and if you would have left, he thinks a lot of guys would have left. You stayed for this staff to be a senior here. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes with Coach Strinkle coming in here and talking to us for the first time. He laid out his plan and his vision, and I was like, yeah, I want to be a part of that. And I'm not a big believer, leaving the guys I came in with and wanted to build something with. And, my whole goal was to come here and, be one of the Chippewa greats and, just lead these teams the past few years and do something special. So when I had the opportunity with a, kind of a fresh start, I'm still at the school I started with, I'm still in my home state, I still got the same teammates around me. I was like, there's nothing better. I get to have a little fresh start and still, create a legacy for my name, but also help create a legacy with this team.
And you did that. I mean, you stayed, and then you guys turned it around after losing seasons the last few years. 7 victories. You had a shot in the last week to maybe sneak into the MAC title game. You get to a bowl game. Why was this team able to turn it around in 1 year?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the senior leadership and even the transfer seniors that came in. A lot of us past years we didn't win a lot, and that's the reason why I stayed. I wanted the challenge of going out there and being able to win, and that's what I wanted to help lead this team do, and the guys around me wanted that as well. So I think all of us just being on the same page, and like we're sick of this losing thing. We're sick of not getting this extra bowl game. We're sick of the doubts, the outside noise, all these articles, this news press, always doubting us. And we were kind of sick of that because, that's not what Chippewa football is. And we wanted to show everyone that it's on its way back. And I think we did a good job at, starting that.
How fun was it to be a part of that defense this year, racking up 20 turnovers and you guys having the great season that you did?
Yeah, probably the most fun I've had there, out there for sure. Coach Cronin and his staff did a great job of, creating some crazy stuff, I don't know the last time I've seen an entire D lineman on 2 feet walking around and just causing chaos. So it was fun to be a part of it. 20 turnovers is not something a lot of teams in America do. So for us to do that, there's nothing better for sure.
Fakes the handoff under pressure. He is hit. It's popped up. Picked off Kwiatkowski. He's free 40, 35, 30. JK to the 10, to the 5. This time he gets into the end zone.
Is there always going to be a special memory for you in that north end zone when you come back and you go, hey, I remember getting in that end zone?
Yeah, I think a lot's going to, come rushing through my mind. Just not even this year, but all 4 years, all the summer workouts out there, pushing sleds, pulling chains, just sweat, blood, and tears, with the guys around me. So, to be able to get in the end zone during a game has definitely meant a lot to me. It was obviously one of my goals, playing here. So, I'm just very grateful, and I think any time I come back, a lot's going to go through my mind.
And kind of full circle, right? I mean, you and I were talking in Detroit in July before the season started, and I know you guys want to get to the MAC championship and play in that game in Detroit, but for you to start your senior season in Detroit and now finish it in Detroit, what an opportunity to play in an NFL stadium again this year.
Yeah, like you said, it's kind of a full circle moment, and I was talking to you at Ford Field, and we talked about, obviously not the same circumstance, but being able to, cap off my college career this season with these guys there, I think there's nothing better. It's our home state. We're going to have a lot of fans there, NFL stadium, and especially for me, you grow up watching, a bunch of Lions games. You go to Lions games, watching them play in that stadium, and to be able to do it, to end my college career, I think there's something special about that. 2
more for you. One, it's Christmas on Thursday. You guys are getting an opportunity to play, but also celebrate another holiday together, just like Thanksgiving. You Christmas guy, you excited?
Yeah, very excited. It's my first time maybe not being home for Christmas, but it's also a good thing because that means I'm playing football still. So, to be able to spend it with the guys around me, I mean, there's going to be nothing better. We're going to have to make the most of it for sure, maybe get a white elephant going or something with the guys. But, I enjoy Christmas, obviously something bigger for me. I mean, Jesus Christ and my religion, comes into play a lot, but being able to spend time with the people I love and the people who love me is also special. And I also love, giving gifts. I think that's one of my, I enjoy that, watching people open gifts. I get them. I really enjoy gifting rather than receiving. So I enjoy Christmas for sure.
Well, hang on now. I got to put you on the spot. Did you get any of your teammates' gifts?
I want to say I got to, handle my family first. Okay. So I don't know if the budget's really,
You know who puts the food on the table. You got to go to family first.
You got to go to the family first.
All right, well, these brothers that you're about to play with, your family too, you one last time, 60 minutes. What are your expectations for how you guys go in, put together a good game plan, and play well against a good team?
Yeah, very good team, but I think like any other week, you got to prepare professional, and really, especially as a defense and both sides of the ball, you got to do your job. You got to be able to know what your job is, every play call. If we can all do that, every single play, we're going to show the flashes we've shown, quite a bit this year. And I feel like we haven't even reached our ceiling this year. And if we do all that and we play as one, we're going to have some good things happen, and our brand of football is really going to be on display.
Looking forward to watching it, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. We're very, very grateful that you stayed, and man, what a career for you. One last ride, but congrats on all the success and wishing you the best in the future.
Thank you.
unfortunate news a couple of weeks ago. We lost a Titan, not only at Central Michigan University, but in college athletics as a whole. The late, great Roy Kramer, 96 years old, former head coach, and of course, led Central Michigan to their only national championship in school history in 1974. Before he passed away a couple of years ago, we had a chance to sit down with him and get some of the stories from what he remembered about being the head coach back on that great team in 1974.
You know, as I tried to think back to that time, we really didn't think or talk a lot about playing for a national championship. As that year progressed, we started the season, lost to Kent State, probably one of the best teams I've ever played in the Mid-American Conference. And I really felt we had a chance to play with them. And we did. Played a great game, but we unfortunately got very close to the goal line, and we fumbled as we were going in. Had we held that lead, we might have won that game. Players thought they played a great game, and they did. But we came back from that and went from there on and to win the rest of our games that season. You know, a great part of that team was the coaching staff. Herb Durante is our defensive coordinator, my number one assistant, had been since I'd been here. I brought him here the first year I was the head coach. Kimball became a tremendous coach on his own, as you know, the winningest coach in the history of the Mid-American, and that says a lot for the coaches that have been in this conference. And then we had Jesse Lakes. He was a defensive line coach. Chris Allen was our offensive line coach. Denny Swenson was our defensive backfield coach. And Don Petty. Don Petty, who had played at Miami, and he was our offensive line coach for a number of years, including 1974. We finished the season against Western Michigan, and probably played one of our better games. I remember we beat them rather badly. Ted Coheed, who was the athletic director at that time, came to me after that game, and he said, "Roy, I've been in touch with the NCAA, and I think we'll be in the playoff." Well, then I started to think about it quite a bit, of course. Lucky enough to be assigned a home game. We played Boise State, which was probably the best team we played in the playoff, on a very, very cold Saturday afternoon out here. Then, of course, the next week in Wichita Falls, we were able to beat Louisiana Tech, which was a great team. They had a great coach, Maxie Lambright. And we won that game and then went from there, of course, to Sacramento and played Delaware in the final game. I probably was more confident we were going to win that game than any game I ever went into, primarily because just before the game, we had set up a phone hookup for Mark Bennett, our defensive player who was injured. And they hooked him up in the hospital on a phone, and he talked to the team before the game. And I don't believe it was a dry in that locker room. And deep down inside, I said, "Roy, we're going to win this one." And the night before the game, Bud Wilkinson was the color analyst for the game. And Bud Wilkinson had been my hero as a coach. He was a very highly successful Oklahoma coach. And he called and wanted to come by our motel the night before the game and talk to me and get a little input about Central Michigan. And when we got about finished, he said, "Do you script the first few plays of the game?" I said, "Yes, I learned that from you." He said, "Would you mind telling me what those are?" And I told him we were going to run a little dive up the middle on the first play just to see what their defense was. And first play of the game, Dick Dunham ran the play right up the middle and went about 65 or 70 yards for a touchdown on the first play of the game. And I'll never forget the young guy that was doing the sideline came over to me and he said, Coach Wilkinson says, "That was a great first play. I can't wait for the second one." We went on to win. It was a great win. Do you know the great part of that game? It was a happening. But that game became a focus point for this community. The town celebrated a great deal. We flew back, and we arrived at Saginaw, and there was quite a few people there. But we had 2 or 3 buses, and the fire truck led us all the way from Saginaw back here. And they paraded us through town and back up here to the campus. And it was a great event, not just for us, but for the community and for the state. It carried over into a lot of different things. But it was a very special game and a very special day in my memories. Every one of those young men carry that with them and talk about it till today. I think it's one of their great memories to have been a part of that in 1974.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing zero sugar cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Excited are you to have this football program back in a bowl game?
Yeah, I'm just really excited for our student athletes and our fans. They're used to that tradition of being in a bowl, and it is really good for us to be able to do that here in 2025.
I know it's during Christmas, but does it feel crazy, less hectic compared to the last time we were in a bowl game and we're moving sites and that whole thing in 2021?
You know, I think my family bowl games are normal. We feel abnormal when we don't have one to go to, so it's really exciting. And we love the chaos around the holidays and just celebrating, and there's no better way to do that than bringing the community together and playing a football game.
You have such a unique perspective because you travel all around and you get to speak with Central Michigan alums and just everybody in college athletics. What have you heard from people when you've said, or they've come up to you and said, wow, this program seems like it's going in the right direction with head coach Matt Drinkle?
Yeah, you know, the 250,000 living alums all around the world, it's good to always get a fire up chips if you got maroon and gold on anywhere. And I do think there's a lot of excitement and a lot of momentum and just a lot of pride. This has had a strong football tradition, and clearly we are off to a good start, and we're building that back, and it's excited to be in a bowl game and showcase and sharing that experience for everybody. All 250,000 will be watching.
250,000 alums, and I feel like 200,000 of them are in Detroit. I mean, there are so many down there, so the opportunity to play down there has to be just so cool for this team, and hopefully see a ton of maroon and gold at Ford Field on Friday afternoon.
Yeah, we have 145,000 in-state and a little bit over 100,000 outside of the borders of Michigan. So the biggest concentration is in the Detroit metro area, so it'll be great to kind of go to the core of our alumni footprint, and a lot of great recruits that want to come to CMU and come and be a student here and be a part of all the excitement and the great education we have here at Central Michigan University.
The football program has certainly created a buzz around Central Michigan this past year, but it seems like there's a lot of positivity that's going on, and it's a great time to be a Chippewa right now, isn't it?
I think it's always a good time to be a Chippewa, but from somebody who came here, who didn't get to go to school here, what brings you here is the tradition and the success and all the people that have come before. You know, Roy Kramer, who we just lost recently, but Herb Durambody, just all the greats have played through this program. The #1 overall draft pick ever from the MAC and being Eric Fisher. It's just, that's the tradition and the expectation, and you have to build upon that. And I think that's what brings great people, built this place, and it brings great people to continue that tradition.
I was talking with Coach Drinkle earlier and just thinking about where we were last December, and him and I were sitting in this room because he was on campus here as the head coach in his first day. What's it been like for you to just see all of this come together over this last year and think back where you were hiring him and now you're going to a bowl game with him leading the way?
You know, I expected this, like you hire somebody thinking, but you know, it's a grind for everybody. To get to bowl game is a big achievement, and just proud of the student athletes, coach, the team, everybody pulling together. I think Matt was attracted here because of all the success of what CMU football historically has meant. And I think he's doing a good job of being a steward and really taking care of our student athletes and really leaning into the strong success. And you know, he said he grew up in Iowa and he was familiar with Central Michigan and all the great players here. So I think, you know, he's just honored to serve everybody, and it's just kind of a privilege to get to see it all come to fruition. And we're excited to play Northwestern in Detroit and see how that goes.
Yeah, what do you think about this matchup? Taking on a Big Ten team, obviously a big footprint in Chicago, but this on paper seems like it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, no, I mean, getting to play a Big Ten opponent in our biggest alumni footprint, so everybody can come out and support, and then everybody can watch us all over the country and the world from all our great alums that we have, and just football fans. It's really exciting.
For you, will you get a chance to celebrate Christmas a little bit? Does that happen down in Detroit, or what does this week look like for you?
We leave on the 22nd, and we go in and have events, but we'll be with all the student athletes, football families, and so we'll celebrate with everybody. It's just one big happy family here at CMU Athletics.
Does Christmas at Central Michigan and in Detroit look a little different than young Amy back in Maine when she was growing up?
Yeah, we didn't go to bowl games that much. I played women's soccer, so it was a little bit different. But I think you have phases of your life, and I think for my kids, they're used to going to bowl games, so it's become part of the Full and Russo family tradition. So it's exciting, and we look forward to it. But it's all about people, and so my 12-year-old sometimes is like, what's going on? When are we doing our family thing? But it's all our family thing, and so we just really feel lucky to go be a part of this. And like you said, we've had some full bowl game experiences in short order, but it will be a good one.
It's crazy because we're getting ready to talk with the president here, and he's just finishing up his first year. You now are 5 years deep. How much have you enjoyed being the athletic director here at Central Michigan University over this time?
Oh, it's just truly a privilege and an honor. Like so many great people, I keep mentioning Roy Kramer because I talk to him at least once a month. It's just every day is incredible, and you meet so many great people, and we have so many incredible student athletes and staff. Kind of exhausted this holiday time. I said we have so many great people. One of the bad sides is there's so many good people to take care of with the holiday season. You don't think like you can do it all, but it's just been an honor and a privilege, and I truly, truly am grateful to have this opportunity.
Okay, last one for you. Can you tell these folks why they need to get to Ford? I mean, Christmas is on Thursday. The game is the next day. We got to get the maroon and gold supporters to Ford Field on Friday afternoon.
I mean, what better? You get to be with your true family, and you get to relax, and you get to have, great meals and unwind, and then you get, plenty of rest to go out and cheer for CMU to go beat Northwestern. So I don't think there's a better way to spend the 26th than to be at Ford Field. Unless you can't make it and you're one of our alums that's beyond these borders, then you'll be watching and cheering with your family.
Or listening to the great radio broadcast, right?
Well, of course, that goes without saying, Adam.
Well, Amy, it's been great having you here, and we really appreciate the hire you made of this coach and the staff. It's been fun to watch. Merry Christmas to you and the family. Happy holidays, and enjoy the game on Friday.
Happy holidays to you. We'll be spending it with you, and fire up chips.
Membership in the Chippewa Athletic Fund and philanthropic support of CMU Athletics allows our student athletes to pursue their athletic and academic passions.
And give athletic department the resources to be performance leaders in the Mid-American Conference.
And provide great experiences for our fans and student athletes.
If you're not a member of the CAF, please consider joining at chippewafund.com. Fire up chips! Happy to have the president with us. Neil McKinnon, what's going on, man?
Not much. I don't think there's anything going on these days.
Well, we got a bowl game coming up. We got holidays, we got football, and this is a really exciting to showcase this football program right in the footprint of where so many of our alums are down in Detroit.
That's right. Yeah, I think it's, for us personally as a team to have it in the heart of Michigan, so many of our alums in the area, families of the players, sponsors. So, yeah, we're excited. I think, as you know, I'm originally from Canada, too, so the day after Christmas is Boxing Day. I can't think of a better way to spend Boxing Day than with the team at this bowl game.
I know that because soccer is big on Boxing Day.
That's right.
So I'm dialed in for football and then soccer the next day. What has this been like for you? Because it was a year ago that you and Amy and this university came up with Matt Drinkle being the guy to lead this program. What's it been like watching him?
Well, I think, it's what a year. I mean, we were predicted to finish 9th in the conference. I don't think anyone would have predicted a bowl game. So, the win-loss record, of course, fantastic. But I think more than that, just the culture he's created. I can't tell you how many players just in formal conversations in the dining hall or just on campus will say, President McKinnon, and we're so pleased, that Coach Drinkle's here and just how he's transformed the whole atmosphere. So, yeah, it's been an absolutely fantastic year. For my wife and I to join the first road trip in San Jose State and go to Pitt and Michigan, we have so many memories just this whole football season. It seems like a long time ago because it was so warm and sunny at the start of the season, but man, what a season it's been.
You and I, we're Instagram buddies, so I went and I was looking at your Instagram, August 29th at San Jose State. Yeah. You are the 16th president, and the Chippewas scored how many points that day?
16-14. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, well, it was definitely destiny. It was meant to happen. So, yeah, I think, it was interesting just that game as well. We were not predicted to win that game. It was a long road trip. But I have to say, even the small things, I'll just give you a small example, Adam. I was on the sidelines, and there was a sports photographer from California who was taking pictures, and he saw my name tag president, came over to me, and he said, Mr. President, I just want to share this with you. This is what I do for a living. I cover football games. I've never seen a team like CMU as focused and precise during their warm-ups on the field. So for someone like just to notice that, there's something special about this team. Again, it goes back to that comment I said earlier about culture.
What was it going back to the hiring process for people that don't get the behind-the-scenes ability that you and Amy and everybody else has that were in that? What was it about Coach Drinkle that you said, man, I really think he is the right fit for Central Michigan?
Yeah. Well, certainly, there is kind of an interesting world of like agents, and Amy was kind of going undercover across the country that week and interviewing, and we would touch base each evening. But she had gone to West Point, spent 5 hours actually with Coach Drinkle and his wife, Kim. And after that, she goes, I think this is the one. And so later that day, my wife and I did a Teams interview with them. And immediately afterwards, I sent her a text and said, yes, I mean, he's definitely the one. And, they are a power couple. She's very supportive. Of course, just had their first child as well this year. So yes, I think, it's nice when you always get your first choice as well. So it was a nice match. He wanted to come here, and he's been so ingrained already in the community. Just small things he does, Adam, just things like handwritten thank you notes that he sends to our donors or short text to give them updates.
That's Central Michigan, though, isn't it? Like that appreciation for just the people and why this community and culture are so tight-knit. I mean, I'm sure you've learned it just being here over the last year. Like, it truly is not lip service. Like, people are just so welcoming here.
It is, yeah. People are nice, right? And you don't always see that in academia. I don't want to throw shade in any other universities, but sometimes there's an elitism where, maybe you've got the university, you have the community over here, but we're one and the same here. Earlier this year, we actually formed a new community relations committee here, 14 community leaders with 14 university leaders to see how we can do things even better. In August, we had Paint the Town Maroon. And so for us, I think you're right. There's a sense of just people are nice, but also hardworking and grit. And I think it is, a lot of our students and faculty and others, come from hardworking middle-class families, dairy farmers and other things. And so you put that together, there's truly something special about this place.
It's a celebration with this bowl game. They get one more game, but you were just part of the academic side of celebration with graduation. It is, I'm sure, really awesome for you to see all these student athletes get up there and get their piece of paper and graduate as well.
It is, right. And we had actually, our two quarterbacks, Joe and Angel, both cross the stage as well. Now, Angel, he can still come back. Hopefully we'll see more of him. But it's kind of bittersweet, right? You really get to know this. My wife was a student athlete, so she has a natural love for student athletes and an affinity for that, kind of understanding what they go through. And I think, unless you're a student athlete, you probably don't just get the time management skills and how awesome it is that they can actually make it through to graduation, given all the pressures that they face with their athletic hat on.
How does the McKinnon family celebrate Christmas?
Well, we do have 3 daughters, so they're back home from the University of Georgia. So there's a lot of girly, clothing items and stuff like that. There's probably, I suspect there'll probably be one or more Lululemon or Aloe. I don't want to endorse any products, but
You do the shopping?
No. I finance, my wife shops, and the girls open. It works pretty well.
The American dream.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you're burying the lead here. What about the dog Bentley? Does he get some Christmas gifts?
He will. He'll get something new squeaky. He's pretty low maintenance. He's pretty chill. I know some dogs get hyper and they get into all the wrapping paper. He's insanely chill. He'll just kind of watch us, and as long as he has one present, he's good to go.
The McKinnon way. Just chill and enjoy it.
Exactly.
And, after Christmas, we get the bowl game. Last one for you. I mean, what will it be like to be at Ford Field and see all the hard work that these student athletes, these coaches have put in, and be surrounded by so many maroon and gold supporters?
Well, what a capstone to the season, right? And, I've never been to Ford Field myself, and, it's one of the best stadiums in the country. And we also know that's where the MAC championship game is played, so hopefully this is a good practice run for next season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, hey, thank you so much for all that you do. It's been really fun getting to know you. November 1st last year, right?
It is, yeah, good memory.
Flying by.
You're like the stats guy. I think you know a few things about stats. So, yeah, no, it really has been a fantastic year. So we're thrilled about the bowl game and, of course, fire up chips.